yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Reseller Locker Room. And on this glorious episode number 13, I'm going to introduce to you right now my lucky co-hosts that are in the room. Let's talk about it first. Down below, the man who finally put out a video. Give him some love, Mr. Archie Biscuit Butt in the house. Followed across from him is the snake handling, I'm ticking everybody off in the YouTube community, Shane Soda City Flips. And up in the upper corner, he survived the tornadoes blowing through Nashville. Please welcome Alex, the Beard King Picker. And finally joining us as a special visitor right here in the locker room, boys and girls. Set your seatbelts on. We have Rachel Strickland in the house, everybody. Welcome, guys. Welcome, gentle lady. How y'all doing?
Awesome.
Doing great.
Welcome. Hey, it's a all Christmas miracle that Biscuit Butt finally put out a video.
Yes. I know. Can you believe it?
Yes. You should go live and do a party for it, man.
You know, I felt sorry for myself. I had to put out a video because we got stood up last week. So, you know.
Now, let's not give her a hard time, man. We're dealing with a lot of time zones here.
Listen, I was going to say, I appreciate you guys having me on because the last time I was invited onto a podcast, I didn't show up. But then I was like, wait, that was them. That was last week. So we can't talk about that.
That's all right. We'll make up with you. So
yeah, it's all good.
Well, Rachel, I'm going to start things off and ask you, what did you do really for a living before you got into reselling? Let's start right there.
15 years prior to reselling, I was a full-time real estate agent.
Nice.
Awesome.
Now, did you do just residential or commercial properties?
Residential, commercial, REO specialist, foreclosures, loss mitigation.
So you were already in the mode of being self-employed and working for yourself. Right?
Yeah, I've been employed before, but I'm unemployable at this point. My husband and I were just talking about that yesterday. I'm like, I'm so unemployable. Yeah. I'll never clock in for anyone. And even in real estate, you're self-employed. You're not clocking in.
Right. Are you still licensed?
No. And I burned that bridge intentionally, burned the ships, right? I was like, I have to ensure I never go back. And that's a big thing to have went through schooling and everything and let your license lapse and let it expire. And I lit a match. I never want to go back.
Wow. Well, what brought you into the business of reselling? I'm sure there's a lot of folks who may have not discovered you on YouTube yet that want to know the answer to that question.
Sure. So I used to thrift more out of necessity than anything else, especially when I had my oldest son. He's 17 now. So when he was little, I really thrifted out of necessity. I was a young mom. I was 20 years old when I had him. So I would start finding things though that they weren't our size or they didn't match my decor, but they were really valuable items. And I kind of hated to leave them behind in the thrift store. And it wasn't until I was watching someone's YouTube video who's not even a reseller. And she mentioned selling stuff that she found at thrift stores. And I was like, wait a minute, this is a thing? Like Goodwill Bins is a thing? And the closest Goodwill Bins to me is a 3-hour one direction. So it's a 6-hour round trip. So I made the 6-hour round trip by myself one Saturday morning. And I found like Michael Kors vintage Coach. I found really good stuff and I was hooked.
Wow. Nice.
Now, would you ever get stuff from the Goodwill to stage in the houses when you were showing them?
No, we really didn't stage. If the house was even clean, that was a plus. So we weren't staging anything. I mean, especially my dealing with foreclosures, I would have to hire companies to do trash outs. And every time I was in there, even I would be looking at some of the stuff. You can't like just take this stuff. You have to, there's a formal legal process. And I would be looking at things. Oh my gosh, look at that vase. Look at that Toshiba, built-in VCR TV over there. That's like $250 TV. I really wish I could sell that on eBay, in the latter years. Yeah.
That's a reseller mentality.
I know. Absolutely. Everywhere I go, I sell a lot of designer merchandise. Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and I love the quality that comes in those items. So I sell mostly vintage, but I also sell designer. And that same reseller mentality, I can't be in line at even a theme park and not authenticate people's bags. I'm like, that's fake Gucci, that's real Louis Vuitton. That's like while I'm in line places.
I gotta say, I learned a ton from your recent video on the designer bags and stuff. Because I never even consider looking at them because I don't know enough. And that video was awesome. I feel like I learned a lot. I guess
I feel like a lot of people
sometime.
Lots of folks leave money on the table, even with something as simple as Coach or Dooney and Burke. They're very intimidated, and there are some hard, fast rules to certain brands, and then some brands, there's a bit more flexibility in how you authenticate them. But there are some brands you can authenticate from across the room if you know what to look for. And that's why I guess I just want to educate people what to look for. So I have videos where I'll take a real one and a fake one, and by the end of the video, I've sliced and diced the fake one to show you how gross even the construction inside is, and to destroy that and make sure nobody else ever ends up with it.
That purse video is almost at 100,000 views now.
It is. It'll be my first video to hit 100,000, I think. And it's wow. Really funny because I toiled for a week about whether or not to put that video out, because I thought this is not entirely a reselling video. And I had a company approach me with a sponsorship. Well, it's kind of a sponsorship in kind, I suppose, because it was merchandise. They wanted to gift me the Teddy Blake bag at the end of the video. And it's like a $550 bag. And she said, we would love if you would open this on a video. And I thought, well, I have this video in mind where I showcase how I get amazing deals on luxury products. And I'm going to showcase some of my vintage luxury bags. And then I just thought that would be perfect for this, but I don't know if it's enough reselling content. This video may bomb. So that video, within the first 2 weeks, I think I made like $1,500 off of it, 3,500 new subscribers, and it's almost at 100,000 views. And I almost didn't make that video.
Wow.
Like that's insane impressive. To me. Don't second guess yourself. Go with the thing that you're passionate about and create it.
Good for you. That's amazing.
Well, I want to roll it back just a second, going back to your real estate days.
Because Ben, you're an REO specialist too, right? But in the Speedwagon category.
Thanks, Shane. Yeah, that's true. But anyway,
I thought he was in the real estate there for a minute.
We built this city.
So you were doing real estate, and then you happened up on reselling, and then you. Now here, I want you to address this transition to our listeners and people watching. Because we get questions as resellers, or at least full-time resellers. We get this a lot. I get this a lot. At what point do you decide when you can go full-time? So to answer that question, take us from when you transitioned from real estate into reselling full-time. And the second part of that would be, what measures did you know you had to have in place in order to make that transition into reselling full-time? Okay.
My answer is probably going to differ a lot from good advice. I'm a very driven person. I can tell you that. If I speak it out loud to you guys, if I text you and tell you I'm going to do XYZ, come hell or high water, I'm going to do that. So this may be a little bit different if you struggle with motivation. And I always say motivation is really only the process that inspires you. Discipline is what's going to get the work done. So if you struggle with discipline, this may not be true for you. But one of the biggest things that enables my husband to work from home, he's self-employed, and myself to work from home, is it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you spend. All right. I like really nice things, but I like them pre-owned. I like them cheap. I like to dig around and find something at the bottom of the bins that is quality. So I did a video where I talked about our bills for the month, and it was, I want to say it was like just over $1,000 a month. I'm talking about our mortgage. We don't have a car payment. I did a series on my channel where I sold my death pile, listed my death pile 50 items a day until I bought a brand new Bronco, because we're determined to be debt free. So the only bill that we have is our house. My cell phone bill is $50 a month. Those aren't most people's bills. So to be honest with you, I could have left my job selling real estate and went to work part-time at McDonald's and made a living. There was no, the chance of failure, the margin of error was so low. It opened you up to explore whatever dream you actually have and live that. Like if you had all the money in the world, what would you do today? And if your answer is still, I'd make YouTube content, I'd talk to these amazing people, I'd resell, I'd go through a vintage, you're in the right place. Like, I know I'm in the right space, but the answer was no longer for me. I would sell real estate. Because I'm a creative person, and there's more paperwork involved in real estate than you could ever imagine. And while I think intellectually I'm prepared for that paperwork, sitting behind a desk and pushing paperwork was stifling.
Yeah.
I'm not built for that. I want to create things, and I love to teach people. That's why I don't do a whole lot of sourcing videos. My videos are largely educational because I learned for free how to do this on YouTube. I didn't pay for anyone's course. I didn't pay for a BOLO list. I learned for free. So I got to reach back to the woman that is still working, to the man that is still working his 9 to 5, and like pull that person up for free, you know?
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
like, I have memberships on my channel. It's a tip jar. It is just if you want to support the channel. You're not, you know, and to each his own. Anyone that has a course, a lot of people benefit from things like that. I'm just speaking from my own experience because, Ben, you always say like there's no right or absolute wrong way to do this. And you know, YouTube's no exception. So knowing that the margin of error was slim for me, I started reselling. I started loving it. And originally I said to my husband, I want to make $100 a week. If I can make $100 a week, which was at the time enough to pay our grocery bill because we are so cheap. I said, if I can, the grocery bill is not that anymore. But I said, if I can make $100 a week, then I know that I have something here. I can pay for our grocery bills. And then it happened. And I remember the first time that I made $1,000 in 1 week. Like your net, your take home. And I just, it made me emotional because I thought, man, this was 10 times what I ever hoped to make when I started this. And like watching my YouTube and my social media surpass anything that I originally had as a goal for this, like your side hustle grew a side hustle, you know?
Oh yeah.
So still yet though, in starting my channel and really starting reselling full time in like 2021, I would say, I still was hanging on, and I told my broker I wanted to be taken off of floor time. I didn't want any floor time, but I still wanted to have my license open because there were certain people that only wanted to work with me. And then there were certain people I really wanted to work with. And I remember the day I was talking to her again, and I said, well, I still don't think I should completely deactivate my license. She wanted me to stay on board. I said, because this person and that person, she said, I'm going to be honest with you. They called so-and-so this week. And it was just a ton of bricks. It just hit me. And I thought, people will tell you, and somebody listening to this needs to hear me say this. The only people you're irreplaceable to is your family. Yeah. Do not think if you give your 2 weeks notice, if you walk out today, you are 1,000% replaceable at your job. Again, if you're not waking up thrilled about what you're doing, start the change. And if that is, well, I don't make enough money reselling yet to pay my bills, work on those bills being lower, because when that margin of error becomes lower and you're free again to explore without being scared to death that you don't get a weekly paycheck, which we don't get weekly paychecks. I've never gotten a weekly paycheck as an adult. You know, I worked as a waitress. I worked at a factory that made air conditioning units and heat pumps. And that was like the only time I think I ever got a weekly paycheck. When I was pregnant with my first son, that's what I did. Wired heat pumps. So, and I didn't love that, you know. I don't know. And there's a driving force behind it that I've been poor and I know what that tastes like, and it sucks, and I'll never be poor again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're a follower of Dave Ramsey.
No, I'm really not. I've never read a book. I've never listened to a podcast or anything. I think he and I would get along well, but it's kind of interesting because I know Dave Ramsey has been in debt and he teaches people how to get out of debt. I feel like I need to make a course of how to tell, especially young Americans, how to avoid debt in the first place. I never had to climb out of credit card debt because I never had it. You know, any vehicle that I bought as an adult, now sometimes those were $1,200 vehicles. I paid cash for those, you know what I mean? And I built up from that. The first vehicle I ever had as a real estate agent was this 95 Ford Explorer. This was in 2007 at least. So it was an old car. The door handle was broken off on the passenger side. So when I took clients in it, I had to open their door for them. And then we had the heat and air wired up on a light switch. And sometimes it would go out and I would have to drop the glove box and press my arm back like behind the firewall practically and flip this other switch. but it was $1,500. And I was willing to drive that knowing someday I'm going to be able to pay for a better car. And that Bronco up there is paid for. That's mine, you know?
Yeah.
Just like be willing to, learn before you earn, right? I had to put in my dues, and I want to tell like young people how to avoid the debt in the first place.
Well,
see, Rachel, I think you have a great point though, Rachel, because with Dave Ramsey, I mean, the guy's a multi-millionaire. It's hard to be on the same level as him. I mean, the things that he teaches, in theory, they're great, but we need people that every day like you that probably should be out there teaching this. It's just like in the reselling space. I'm not going to mention any other YouTubers, but there's a particular YouTuber out there that has a lot of followers, and he doesn't even sell on eBay anymore. And you just can't relate. And it's somebody that, says you should be listing 200 things a day. None of us can relate to that.
Yeah, that's difficult, especially without employees. It's funny because my husband, he's trying to grow a brand new YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with real estate. And while he and I were talking, he said, I'll always do electrical, but I would love for this DIY channel to be self-sustaining. And like Archie, I've heard you say on episodes before, I think there's so much truth to what you say. And I think a lot of people just won't admit it. Eventually the YouTube and the social media will surpass the reselling. And I'm just going to be the one to say it. If it doesn't, then I don't know what I'm doing. If I don't eventually make more money teaching other people how to resell, then I might not be doing the social media right. And it's not for everybody. And I'm not saying within the first year, within the first 5 years even, but eventually it has to compound to the fact that I'm making more money off of evergreen videos than I am hawking stuff, online. But I'll never stop hawking stuff online because then I would, like you say, be irrelevant. I would never stop because I love the treasure hunt,
Yeah, it's fun.
Yep.
Well,
so speaking of your husband, wasn't he voted best beard in reselling or something like that?
My husband, I don't know. He's got a pretty daggum good beard. He just cut it very short though.
I'm just
he was wasn't he on a calendar too or something?
He is. It's so funny because he didn't even have, he has had an eBay longer than I've had an eBay, but he doesn't work it until recently. He has his own whatnot now. So now he kind of is a reseller, but he wasn't at the time, and he was in Baldy Pal's Studs of Reselling calendar.
Yeah, I remember that.
Tell him to keep cutting it then.
He doesn't have a mustache like you do, though. Like, he keeps the mustache pretty trim because I'm like, I gotta see your lips to kiss you.
My wife would agree with that, but I don't cut it at all. So it's like this. There you go. They're there.
Very John the Baptist of you. I love it.
Going back and talking about debt, my background, I come from finance and I work for Citigroup, and two things. When you're self-employed, like you'd already touched on, you have to have discipline. You have to be self-motivated. And in this business, as in quite a few businesses that I've done in the past, you have to practice what I called delayed gratification. YouTube is the same deal. You're going to put a lot of work into it on the front end. I mean, work your tail off, coming up with content, filming content, editing content, but you won't see the payoff till down the road. It can be said similarly with eBay because you're putting in a lot of work. You're going out sourcing, you're listing, doing all this stuff. It may not sell for 6 months, but that's money that you're going to have coming in 6 months from now. So, it's interesting when you look at the different groups of people in life. Not everyone can do what we do.
I agree.
They don't. You either have it or you don't. And, that's what I'm thankful for, is the community that we have, that all of us are like-minded, and we all have the same goal. Yeah. We all want to do this because we love doing it. This is all we want to do from here on out. At least that's what I don't want to do anything else but this the rest of my life.
I know people say, do you have a retirement plan? I said, this is the retirement plan. Like, why could I not do this forever? This isn't.
Yes.
Why could I not die doing this one day if I want to?
Exactly right. But, you were talking about Dave Ramsey. Debt dictates your lifestyle.
Yes, 1,000%.
Get rid of the debt, and you determine your own lifestyle from that point. You know, so if you're watching this show, if you've got debt, we're coming into the new year of 2024. Set some goals. I've talked about it on my channel. You need to have goals set. You need to have them written down. You need to have them where you can see them all the time.
Write it down. Yes.
Make a goal to get some of your debt paid off and start with the small bills. Start knocking them out. But anyway, we're not a financial show.
That's exactly what I've been doing for the past, December now. So almost a year for me. I've just been slowly paying things off. And, because I work full time, all the reselling money is basically extra money. So I'm using it to pay down my debt. And eventually, obviously, the ultimate goal is to go full time at this and work for myself. So reselling is helping me get to that point. And like Rachel said, I don't see why I can't die doing it.
Yeah.
It's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy making content and making enemies as of recent. That's been fun.
It's okay.
I'm relevant enough to have haters now, apparently. So it's been an awesome week.
Welcome to the club.
To piggyback though off of what Ben said with goals into 2024, even to those resellers that are just getting into reselling, make baby steps. Don't be afraid to just make attainable goals. Don't just come out of the gate and think, okay, I need to make a 90-day total of 10,000. It ain't going to happen. Trust me, it's not going to happen. Set it at 1,000 or set it at 2,000. Make it attainable, because then your next goal is going to be that much more gratifying, because you're going to be able to reach that next goal also. So just don't, trust me, just
I'm big on goal setting. Yeah, yes. For sure. Like in 2024, so there's been a call on my channel for me to go back to a live show. I used to do a weekly live, and we've been on hiatus for a while, but I have formulated a 2024 live that surrounds what you guys are talking about. It's going to be a first Monday of every month. The first Monday of every month, we're going to talk about what our goals are. And then the next, first Monday of the month, because Monday starts your week and it's the first one of the month, we're going to talk about what goals did you meet? What goals, I met, how my progress is going, and then setting, because why not make 2024 your best year in business? So we're going to be meeting every Monday night over on the channel. If anyone's interested, we're going to set goals together.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is awesome. Yeah, I'm fired up about that. Thanks for sharing that. That's going to be great. I think it's going to be like we had a live where I made a vision board last year, and I showed people like putting that vision down on paper. Even the word says, "Without a vision, people perish." You have to have a goal. Okay, write it down. Write it down so a herald may run with it. Right. And you better put it on. I put my goals on my refrigerator, and I use a marker. And I mark off every time, and I'll put it on my Instagram. Look, I just hit 500 more subscribers. I have a goal by the end of the year to hit 30,000, and it's going to happen. Like, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. So why am I not going to make sure that happens? I won't have egg on my face at the end of the year. I will have my 30,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? Like, I know how to make that happen. I just have to do the work, and I have never been afraid of work.
Well, Archie, there's your accountability partner that Ben was telling you about every Monday or
first Monday of every month.
So first Monday of every month. That's your accountability partner right there, buddy.
Class is in session, son.
Good, because I want to watch something other than Soda City Social on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Well, just watching your channel, Rachel, there's two things that I take away from it. That there is no doubt you are committed to your purpose and your goal, because you do these marathon runs. I couldn't run 500 yards without falling over, passing out, because I only run when I'm chased, which is not that often. So that demonstrates a drive with you doing those videos where you were running. People need to see that.
Yeah.
And physical exercise, taking care of yourself physically and mentally. We were given the body, we need to take care of it. So I admire that. Then the second thing that blew me away, and I've already mentioned this to you when we were in chat on another channel, is when you done that 24-hour listing challenge. Yeah. Holy smokes. that was so awesome.
I've thought about doing another one because I need to clean up my office.
Oh, wow. Well, let me tell you, not many people would do what you did.
Yeah, probably not. I'll agree with you. And Like we're adventurers here at the house. That the last 24-hour run that I signed up for, I signed up with a week to go and no training. My husband's like, why do you want to do this? And he's an ultra marathoner too, so he totally gets it. But he had to ask me my why, and I said, because I'm so relaxed in this job. There's nothing adventurous about this other than the thrill of the hunt. Like, I need an adventure. I know how many miles I can run. I need to know how many miles I can't run. I need my body to hurt. I need my feet to be blistered. Like, you have to push yourself somewhere. And the 24-hour listing challenge was the same thing. Like, how many times have you even sat down for 8 hours and turned off the distractions and just did your job for 8 hours? And I thought, it's been too long. Let me get this stuff done. Why is this table piled up for the last 3 months? And I turned on the camera every once in a while to like check in, because it wasn't a live. It was a pre-recorded video that I edited. I didn't get on a single reseller live because that's where I get distracted. And I listed, and I don't even remember how many items it was now. Was it like 160 or 180 items, I think,
Yeah,
in that
lot.
day that I got that I got listed.
Now,
That's amazing.
were you dropping them live as you were completing them?
Yeah, they were.
Do you recall the results by flicking?
Nothing
flexing
spectacular. Not with
Okay.
anything, not like some amazing sale or anything. And at that time, I was really focused on the numbers in my store. I was really focused on, I want to have 1,200. And I think I got up to like 1,700 listings. And then I realized, looking around, I don't want 1,700 listings. I don't want to babysit 1,700 listings. Some of this stuff, like you were talking about, putting in the work and then eventually getting paid. And I feel like part of reselling with that is you eventually figure out the good stuff to pick up. So there's some stale inventory in my store that I've had for way too long. Like, let's move this stuff out. I would love to have 700 listings, and for a long time, I was looking at this vanity metric of how many items do you have in your store? And I realized it really doesn't matter. I want to be the one to brag about how many items I've sold in my store.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so busy putting up like lukewarm listings, average things. And it was definitely a quantity over quality. And now I want to check the sell-through rate. That's the most important. And I want to ensure that I pick up, like I say, a lot of vintage. Am I picking up something they can't find anywhere else and offering the best price on it?
Rachel, why not try this though? So if you have enough items to do a 24-hour listing, why not do, and this may have been done, I could be talking out of my cornhole, but a 24-hour whatnot. Then everything sells and you don't have to even worry about listing.
Yeah.
Right. I thought about that. And I posted to my friend about this time last year. And I've seen sellers attempt it, like who is it? Ramsey went to do one, but for some reason didn't make it the whole 24 hours, but I'm not sure exactly why. Because I saw him doing it and I was like, oh, there's my idea. Someone else is doing it. I mean, I could definitely, like, if I can run for 24 hours, I could be able to have a daggone whatnot for 24 hours.
Well,
2 hours, 2 hours and whatnot's too much for me.
I guarantee you one thing though, Rachel, that if we were to run a mile, you could run a mile backwards 20 minutes and finish 20 minutes before I could do it forward. I guarantee you that.
Don't sell yourself short. I bet you're a great runner.
I'm selling myself short.
I did see a treadmill in that video you sent today, Archie.
Yeah, he did have a treadmill.
You need to get on that.
He's trying to sell that on Facebook Marketplace, though, Alex. That's what he's trying to do with that.
I throw all the clothes on there.
Yeah, it's my clothes rack. Like clothes every other American that has a treadmill in their house turns to the clothes rack.
No, I do run 5Ks, Archie. You gotta give me a little credit, man.
That's
I'm
awesome.
I'm not doing what Rachel does.
Yeah, but do you finish them?
I realize that we're in left field and sick individuals for what we do. My husband just finished his first 100-mile race, and that took him 28 hours. Wow. And I crew him while he runs, and he crews me while I run. And there's something special when you lean on your spouse like that. When I'm not making it through this without him. I'm not making it through this without her. And I don't know, for that to be your spouse that you get to crew for, like I just feel like that's a gift from God to be able to do that together, that we both love the sport. But I told him I'm going to sign up for the same 24 in March, and I'm really thinking about training to make it 100 miles because I don't want him to be the only person he knows that's ran 100 miles. And if I do it in 24 hours, I can tell him I did it faster than him.
Oh man! Let me ask,
way harder.
Have you thought about starting another channel, being like a lifestyle channel where you're dealing with the health and fitness and the running and all that? Have you thought of that?
I have, like, on any given day, 7 ideas for YouTube channels. I think everyone should have a YouTube channel, and honestly, you should probably have multiples. Currently, my channel that you guys see is the only one that I have. I do try to integrate a bit of lifestyle into that, like the bag video. That was not all reselling. That was a bit of lifestyle, and I think that there's so many ways that the two things can kind of be intertwined. Will it someday be a separate channel? Maybe. A lifestyle channel would sure as heck would grow a lot faster than a reselling channel, but the impact that you make in reselling, just knowing that you actually free people up from the 9 to 5, like that's such a reward, you know?
Sure it is.
Yeah, but I can tell you that reselling and snakes on the same channel is not working.
Don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, don't go that route, Rachel.
But see, here's the thing, Rachel. What are you at? You're at what, 70-some thousand?
I wish. Oh man, from your mouth to God's ears. That was let's say it. 70,000.
Okay. How many do you have?
Just at 27.
Okay, so that's awesome. So see, I just inverted the two numbers.
Hey, you're just speaking blessings on me. Go ahead.
Now, but here's my thing. I think, like, at least for us 4 guys, I don't think we're at the point now with our channels that we do have a lot of people that are just invested in us. So I don't think that we could actually throw probably our lifestyle. It can't be more of a vlog style. I think we still have to do teaching and what sold and things like that. I'm not sure if that's what you did in the beginning, but at what point did you feel like now I can integrate my life, my family, and people are actually now invested in Rachel Strickland and not just reselling?
Right away, immediately. My very first videos before I had like strictly on reselling channel, I would hold my baby while I did the videos. And you know, you get the free comments where people are like, your baby's cute. And then once I started reselling, I'm not kidding. Like, I decided the channel would be reselling only in January. And I remember in March, we got a really big snow and I put out what I still think is the funniest video on my channel. I'm going to re-release it because it hasn't got any play because it was when my channel was brand new, but it was my entire family is in the video. So from January to March, they were introduced to everybody. And I think that that's why people start to care about your family and because if you don't offer that bit of yourself and that bit of your personality, that being said, covet your privacy. I told you guys, like, I have a PO box and, you know, there are certain parts of me, everyone shouldn't get constant access to you. So you do have to set up your own very healthy boundaries. My kids are never in a video that I don't ask them if they want to be a part of it. My oldest son, he's a reseller also. He resells Lego. And recently I asked him to lend his expertise in a video and I told him I would pay him half of whatever the video makes. You know, I'm very respectful of their time in a video. You know what I mean? But do it right away. Trust me, people care more than you think. We all want co-workers, right?
Archie,
Rachel, so borrow, hold on, I'm going to write this down. Rachel says, borrow somebody's baby for my
I mean, you'll get the free comments of, hey, whose baby is that?
Well, you know, just like me and Archie, when you're single, I think it's tougher to do this business and YouTube. I mean, all of it as a whole. I mean, I see the blessings in having a spouse actually participate with you, or you have family or kids that participate with you. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there in the airwaves that one day Archie finds his princess and I find mine because we could use some help over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Even if it's just someone to cheerlead you on. I told my husband the other day, I said, there is not one part of me that thinks I did any bit of my channel by myself. My subscribers and friends are a huge part of this. And my family, they own just as much of that channel as I do. Where would I even be without a supportive spouse and someone that he didn't look at me and say, you're going down to do another live? Like, you're not making any money at this. Why are you making another video? He's never been that person. He was like, babe, I know this is going to be something. I know you're going to make this into something. So even if they're not helping with the physical aspects of it, just someone to encourage you is immeasurable. You're right.
That's what I have at home because my wife doesn't care a thing about reselling or YouTube, but she cheers me on 100% of the way. So that's amazing. So I hope these two get that as well, because I know Alex's wife, she comes on after the show sometimes and hangs out for a few minutes and she supports them. These guys need that too.
She's actually been helping me pack orders because I've been kind of under the weather. So she's helped me pack orders last couple of days.
And I think I would think that would help along with motivation as well for you guys if you had somebody, not just somebody cheering on, but somebody that is helping motivate you, because right now you guys have us and your other friends and stuff, but it's also nice to have somebody close by within arm's reach that can pat you on the back and say, hey, you're doing an awesome job. Keep going.
Well, right now, that's what I have in Ben. So Ben is my significant other right now. He's the one I reach out to.
There's a romance.
Oh, poor Roman.
Poor Roman's right. I'm way better than Roman is.
I think I just ripped his heart out. Darn it.
Yeah, you probably did.
Can we edit that part?
He's going to leave a comment. He's going to leave a comment that long in this episode, Archie. But anyway.
And he's going to text me a message.
Yes, he will. As soon as he hears this. Yeah. All right, Rachel, I have this question for you. Anybody that's watched my channel or watched these episodes knows that I am a huge advocate of making drafts and scheduling my listings out. And the reason being, and I'll have to say it again because me and Archie have been butting heads on this forever, is because I do not want to sit in front of a computer and list every day. So I'll take a day or two out of the week. The days are different from week to week. Spend 6 to 8 hours doing nothing but draft. Then I turn around and I schedule items to drop once every hour, once every couple hours through the entire week. And it allows me to set it and forget it. That works for me. But how do you feel about that process?
Personally, I do a lot of batch listings. So I may have drafts built up that are sitting there, but the last process that I have is photographing them. So I'll have like a pile of clothes, and last week I had a super busy day. It was insane. I felt like it was back to back and I never sat down, but I knew I needed some listings up that day. So I went to the pile of clothes. I grabbed 5 pieces, and it didn't take me long to go ahead and photograph those. And like the photography part of it is kind of mind numbing anyway. So it's almost like you get to check out of your day and just do that. So I guess I kind of have a draft bank, but mine still have a process that needs to be done. But when I was listing 50 items a day, we took a vacation for a week, and I knew that I couldn't not list during that time. So like a month and a half prior, I built up a big enough draft bank that while I was on vacation, the photos were already done and everything. I was dropping those listings while I was on vacation in Florida. So I feel like if you're scheduling time away and you have an immediate goal on eBay, because I had a goal, I had a car to pay for. All right. I had, there was a goal. Now, that being said, realize why you resell and why you are self-employed and the freedom that brings, and don't feel like you are tied to hard, fast rules of I have to put 5 up a day. I have to put 10 up a day. We're about to go on a vacation, and I'm not going to list a daggum thing the whole time. And I'm not going to feel bad about it either. You know what I mean? Because if I clocked in and worked for you, I'd take a week off. Allow yourself to take a week off, because we are like, this hustle culture is toxic. Yeah. You can relax. You can take a week off. But if it's just that it's, a random Tuesday and you want to have to work, like a draft bank is great.
Okay. Guys, you got any other questions for her? We're going to move on with the different segments.
Are you doing all your own thumbnails when it comes to YouTube as well? Because I know your thumbnails are really, really good.
Thank you. They're improving. And I'm going to tell you, so Josh, Harry Tornado, in September, he and I spoke about like my channel, how I could improve certain videos. And one of the things we talked about was my thumbnails. And he gave me his recipe for a thumbnail, essentially. And it was a lot of things I thought I was doing. But then, like, if someone gives you advice, take the emotion out of it, like swallow your pride and just take their advice. And I'll take any advice Josh would give me. He clearly knows what he's doing. And so since September, I have been following his recipe on thumbnails, and every video it's worked. And then
and 2 other recipe.
Okay, I'll tell you, because I think Josh would. I know he would. He wants everyone to succeed like I do. So one of the things he told me was, I had a lot of thumbnails where I might be like this. My head was cut off. He's like, Rachel, scoot back from the camera. Get back. He said, step back, take a bunch of thumbnails. And when I'm taking my thumbnail picture, what I actually do is when I'm recording the video, so in the same outfit, and this is kind of embarrassing and cringy, but I'm just going to show you guys. So say it was a video about this port, this little plug. I record a whole little clip, a whole session where I'm like,
Yeah.
And so then I have like
Dave accidentally uploaded one of those videos once.
Oh gosh, that would be super cringe, but I would probably play it off and it wouldn't be the stupidest thing I ever did. Ensure you don't actually include that in your video. And then you have 2 minutes of thumbnail steals that you can pause that and you can get, but you need to hold the pose longer than you think you should, because in the beginning I was moving too much and I would still have like a freeze frame. So he told me scoot back. Another big thing, and I had stopped doing this primarily because my oldest son told me this. He said, "Mom, why do you have 2 titles?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You have so many words in your thumbnail and then you have a title." And he's 17-year-old kid. I'm going to listen to him. He watches YouTube. He said, "Mom, no one is reading that. We're looking at your thumbnail. And if it's interesting enough, then I'm reading your title." And so I don't have, if I do have words in my thumbnail, it's like 3 words. It's going to be enough to get you interested. Like, what might this be about? You could have the most rock star video that could win an Oscar. And if your thumbnail sucks, no one's ever going to see the video. They're not. If your thumbnail is lousy, I'm never going to click on your video. And if it's bad enough that I never even read the title, I won't even know what it's about. And your channel's not going to grow. And like I told him, my growth since September to now, since doing what he's telling me to do, is 378% that I'm up.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I learned that if you just find a way to put the word Karen somewhere in your thumbnail, no matter what it's about, those get views.
Drama sells, but I don't click on that because I think it's cringe.
Or what about the word failure? How about the word failure? How about that?
People like drama. Oh, another thing that Josh was telling me, and it worked very well, and it continues to work, is if you can pose the title as a question. If you can have the title to be a question. And so try it. Like, you guys try these. Scoot back, no words, bright colors, turn up the brightness and the saturation on your face, and ask a question in your thumbnail or in your title. Cool. Do that.
I'm going to start recording at the end, but I'm going to leave it to like my end screen. So I'm just going to leave them all in there and sell my beers.
I'm willing to take everyone's advice. If someone's in a position I want to be in, and Josh is in a position I want to be in, where would I be to not take his advice? Like, I love to learn. I'm the girl watching the documentary rather than, cable TV. I want to learn something. Those are the videos I enjoy making. Those are the videos I enjoy watching. This may crush some of you guys, but I don't watch a whole lot of sourcing videos because I just don't have time to watch you shop. I don't think it's resellers watching these videos. I think it's people who would love to go to thrift stores or love to go to yard sales that watch those videos. Because we probably don't have time to sit there and watch you have a 20-minute interaction at a yard sale. But that could just be me. Maybe someone else loves the yard sale videos. They clearly have a space here on YouTube because they do phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, already, by you sharing the method of making thumbnails, that would be considered our tip of the week here on the podcast. Hey. So thank you very much, Rachel, for going ahead and sharing that. Yeah. So if you missed that in the video, hit the rewind and go back and catch that segment again.
I can tell you one thing Josh will not teach you is how to get better at golf. I've played with him a few times.
I knew you were going to say that.
None.
It would be hard for me not to get better at golf because I've only ever played once in my life, and that was in high school. So I'm sure that I'm lousy.
He's pretty good, and I'm not. So I'm like, dude, help me out. But nope. He's not going to help me beat him.
He's not going to leave you anything at the bins either. That's a fact. We got video evidence of that.
No friends at the auction, okay?
Yeah.
No friends at the bins.
No.
All right. Let's move on here. We are 43 minutes into the show. We want to move on to the segment of the sale of the week. So let's, Archie, you want to go first? What was your sale since the last time we got together here, man?
So mine is more, I'm going to give Mr. Beard King Alex some credit here. So I don't know if you guys remember, I had in another episode, I talked about all those Disney pins that I had. And I think I also talked on another episode that I put 15 of them on an auction just to see how they do it, $2.99, and only like a few of them sold. Bill Alex was just like, dude, just list them individually. And I did. And I actually sold 15 of those in 1 week at about an average of $7 to $8. So thank you, Alex. I'm glad I did it instead of now only getting about $2 average per pin. But I mean, It's not a big sell or anything, but as a whole, I made close to $100.
Yeah, just send me my $4 per listing that's sold. That's my advice.
Yep.
I only pay in hugs, so only hugs.
Hugs. Oh my Lord.
I bet
Moving
they're
on.
good hugs, though.
Shane, what you got? Shane O'Mac, what do you got, man?
I actually have 3 of these, and I'm going to try to put this closer to the camera. But this is an advanced chemistry lab set for exploring creation with advanced chemistry. And these are all new in the box.
So basically, I'm making a homemade bomb. Is that what you're selling, or?
Yeah, but a religious bomb, because it's all about exploring creation. So, but no, shout out Flippy McFlippers, and you guys know I gained a bunch of free inventory from him when he downsized from out of his storage unit, and I got 3 of those, and that one sold for $65 plus shipping. So that was a 100% profit. So I'm very happy for Evan giving me a whole bunch of stuff. I've sold a ton of stuff he's given me.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It's awesome.
What you got, oh great bearded one?
First off, I want to give a shout out to the 3 people that did buy from my store from last episode. I do appreciate that, guys. You know who you are. My sell of the week.
Whoa! You ain't gonna even drop their names. You should drop their name.
I know Anthony, Dragon Master, bought something from me.
You need to write this down, man. You need to give some
he was sitting on his toilet when he ordered.
I know. I don't see. I have all the notes, but I don't have the snapshot of who bought them, though.
Oh wow. Okay.
Man.
So what you got, man?
Well, now you guys threw me off. I'm going back to my sell of the week here.
That happens.
Makes me feel bad for a second. This dragon,
you should.
Dragonfly. It's a rare jumpsuit. See if you can see this. It's got like skulls on it. I listed it for 120. It sold in a day for $100. Best offer. It is just like a vintage tracksuit that I bought in Santa Cruz, California, many years ago.
Nice.
So I only sell vintage clothes now, books and vintage clothes.
There you go.
They're just vintage because they came out of my closet.
I love vintage clothes. I love selling that. Love it. All right, Rachel, have you got a sale of the week you want to share?
Yeah, I had a pretty good one recently. I was in a thrift store and I picked up, and here's a bolo for you guys, bonus here. Pick them up every time you see them if they're like under $30, I'd say. But it was $8. It was a brass fireplace tools set on the hangers. So it's like a 5-piece, the broom, the tongs. And I had just listed one of these. So there was already one in my living room. My oldest son saw me put it in the cart because it was $8. He said, "Why do we buy so many of these?" I was like, like he's a reseller. Why was he saying that? I said, and so when we're walking back out to the car, I said, "Son, because that's $100 bill all day long." Well, this one was particularly shiny, so I listed it at $139. Someone made me a $60 offer on a $140 listing. I was like, I'm not rude, so I'll counter. So I countered at $99 because we're about to go on vacation, and they let my offer sit there. I came off $40. They just let it sit there, and then someone else comes and offers $120, and so I accepted that right away. So $20 more. Yeah, plus $30 shipping.
Ben, wasn't it you that said to do that?
Wait a little bit.
Sit on an offer and wait. Man, I started doing that, and I've noticed I'll get offers and I'll wait, and it's like eBay picks up on somebody's interested, so maybe they put it out there a little more, and it'll sell to somebody else before I
Shane,
even
we'll
get
test
back
this.
to
I'll
them.
go into your store and I'll offer you $2 on all your stuff, and then you just
There you go.
Do it. I'm down.
Shane.
What if you accepted?
I'll accept all of them.
What percentage do you want?
Shane, I had that happen today, actually. And,
nice.
I know it's frustrating, not only for us in this room, but for any other reseller watching, getting the low ball offers. But, let's face it, unless you set a minimum, it's just going to happen. It's just a part of the business. But like you said, Shane, I don't get in a hurry in answering those offers. Now, if it's pretty daggone close to what my asking is, I'll pull the trigger. But if it's marginal, I'm going to let it set because it tells you how many hours this offer is good for till you have to give a reply. But yeah, that has worked for me where it ends up selling full price anyway. So thanks for bringing that up. I meant to mention that, but yeah. Well, my sale was just $50. I've got these Clover credit card processing handheld flex machines that I had when I had my restaurant, where the servers can take the orders, at the table, swipe a card, print the receipts. Anyway, I've got 4 of those machines and sold one for $50. So that was one of my sales. So now we're going to flip to the opposite side of the spectrum, and we're going to talk about.
So you actually sold that?
I sold it. Yeah, I meant to tell you that, Archie. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to bring up our conversation. So Ben called me and he says, "Hey, look, I have this machine. It's not unlocked, and the guy wants to buy it for this." And here was my reaction was, because you were on the fence, because he came to you and he said, "Hey, I want it for $50, free shipping, and I promise you, I will not put in a return." Which, to me, I would actually take advantage of that, because your reservation was you still thought that he might still put in a return, and then you're on the hook for both shipping and you're going to lose money in the deal. I said I would have taken the chance, because I would have said, absolutely, I'm going to sell it to you for $50, but here's the deal. When you figure out how to unlock these, and I have a feeling you already know, because that's why you want these so bad, just please give me that information. And now I can take that information, unlock my other 3, and sell those at full price. To me, that's worth its weight in gold.
Yes.
Because he's going to figure out how to unlock it.
Well, the real reality of that story is this. When he sent me the chat message, I'll give you $50, including shipping, and I promise I won't return it if I can't get it unlocked. And of course, I had to throw in there, hey, listen, I've had people return items to me that was only $5, and you're willing to flush $50 if you don't get it unlocked. No offense. But anyway, that's where I left it with him, Archie. So what I ended up doing is going back into the listing, dropping the price to $50, and then left shipping on it. And he still went right into my store and ended up paying $50 plus shipping, where he was asking $50 including shipping, and I wasn't going to pay shipping on it.
Well, so still reach out to him, get a secret so that you can unlock the others.
I will.
Yeah, see if he'll help you.
All right, let's get through the next stuff. What pathetic sales have we all got? I have a $4.68 Xbox video game. That's my pathetic sale.
Mine was
Did you charge shipping though?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I got you beat then.
Mine was a University of West Virginia Mountaineers New Era snapback hat. I think I had it $10, and then it was on 20% off, and then I've just accepted an offer today for $5.60 plus shipping. That was my worst sale this week.
Okay.
Happy to see it gone.
Mine was a laser disc. I sold it for $2.25. But I put $5.99 shipping, so I actually made like another $1.50 off shipping.
Killed it, man! You're killing
it. All right. So I sold a PlayStation 3 Madden 12 video game for $5.10 with free shipping.
Dude, you winner chicken dinner right there. All right, what about you, Rachel?
He's purposely doing this so he wins every week.
No, I put my store on sale and I forgot like the first items I ever listed on eBay. I used to do free shipping and I just never went back through and changed the shipping.
Oh,
I gave a lot of things away this week. Well, whatever.
I had a Precious Moments spoon set. Yeah, I said Precious Moments. It's a long story. At the auction, they target me. They know I'm going to buy the whole table. And the spoon set was in there. It's like a little silver baby spoon and fork. It says Jesus loves me or something. I sold it for $5 with $5 shipping. But it was Precious Moments, so I feel like that's as good as $1 million on it.
Yeah, agreed.
Nice. All right. Well, Rachel, do you have any let's tell our viewers Your travel plans. Obviously, there's a couple of rallies coming up here pretty soon. You know, we have the podcast, which we will not say their name, having one down there in Florida. Will you be attending that?
My family and I will just have gotten back from an epically expensive vacation to Utah. I don't think I will be attending any rallies in January.
Okay. Well, the next one is what's the name of Grams and Pops?
That's Planes to Profit.
Yeah.
The prayer.
Yeah,
the
that's going to be
prairie
in
something.
Omaha, Nebraska in
It's within
February.
driving.
Huh?
Yeah, it's within driving distance from me. And I mean, the Bronco's 4-wheel drive, but I'm just thinking Omaha in February. Like, I know how icy the roads can get around here. So if I'm going to drive from here to there, I just don't know. Because I'm 3 hours from an airport. I would love to go to that one because we definitely consider ourselves Southerners, but Missouri's kind of a Midwest state and it's a Midwest meetup. So it would be a lot of fun. I'm not writing it off the agenda, but we're going to see what the weather looks like. If it continues to be as mild as it is, I feel like you'll see me there.
Yeah, I would love to go to that one as well, but I'm in South Carolina. It's way too far to drive, and Grams refused to buy me a ticket when Corey told her to, a plane ticket.
Yeah.
So,
Since
I don't
we're
have the
co-sponsoring it, shouldn't we all get free tickets?
Well, you know, yeah, the Reseller Locker Room is a supporter, a paid supporter of that rally, and I'm still on the fence whether I'm going to take a plane ride up there. I'm not excited about going to Omaha in February, but you get to hang out with some killer people. Plus, they said, you know, we're the only podcast that's going to be allowed to be a supporter of this event, and they're going to do a live, and they wanted to do a collab of any of us that showed up. We could go on there and do a live with them. So I still may entertain that idea of going. So, Corey, I will let you know if you're watching, if I plan on coming for sure. All right, guys and gals. Do we have a viewer comment this week? Do we have one to read?
oh man, we're slacking, y'all.
Yeah, I even went over this whole segment before we turned the camera on. We don't have a comment.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Everybody, just pause, go back to the other video, and read a comment. That's the comment of the week.
That's the comment of the week. All right. Okay. How about this? You know you're a reseller if, and finish the sentence. Anybody?
I ain't got one this week.
No, I don't either.
I have one.
Okay.
All right.
You might be a reseller if hold on.
Spit it out, Junior.
I think Ben's going to kill me. You might be a reseller in your 40s, in your late 40s and early 50s, Ben, if during the night, all 8 times you get up to take a tinkle, you look at your phone to see if you made any sales on eBay. True or false?
You've got to be kidding me.
That's pretty true, especially if you're in a listing. If you're listing a lot, then I feel like I check eBay more than Instagram.
I'm looking at my phone literally with one eye open. Like,
did I sell anything? Are there any offers to respond to?
I do.
Right, I've got comment of the week, and you might be a reseller at the same time.
Okay.
All right.
So this is from Miss Doris, Archie's wonderful mother, and she says,
"Oh,
she's just happy he has friends."
Yeah.
So why are you making that face, Archie? Your mother is clearly supportive. She watched this show and commented.
Yes,
I love her, but
2 weeks with him. Yeah.
Would you guys approve of your mom, of somebody reading the comment that your mom? I don't even know what it is.
Absolutely.
So.
Hey, listen, hang on. My
Absolutely.
parents, I guarantee you my parents watch this. Hey, Mom, make a comment about how great you think I am.
My mom couldn't
Yeah,
even
there
figure
you
out
go.
how to turn on YouTube, so you should be proud of your
My
mom.
parents are like the most supportive people of my channel outside of my immediate family. Go ahead, though.
Yeah,
We got to hear what did she say?
Archie, I've told you in the past, man, like I lost my mom a year ago, and I wish I could read everything she's ever written to me on this. But yeah,
Mama
so she says,
Mama Butt will adopt you, I promise.
I'll take that. She says, you know, you're a reseller's mom when you stop taking your stuff to a thrift shop in hopes that your son will come home on vacation to sell your stuff.
Oh.
And the sad thing is that's probably my stuff from when I was a kid anyway, which is probably valuable, but
It's vintage.
Just be glad
Probably
she
stuff
didn't
in the
dump it off
garage.
at the Goodwill, you know?
Yeah.
I do remember that comment now.
Hey, listen, I know a lot of people, a lot of tubers have been down in Goodwills about prices going through, but I'm telling you, I'm 2 miles away from my Goodwill and I love it. Prices
I love my
are still
Goodwills
great.
here.
We don't
Still
have a
great.
Goodwill.
Not everybody watches my videos, but everybody watches Josh's. We go to the same thrift stores, and you guys see his prices that everybody sees. They're legit. Like if there's anybody saying no, there's no way he's getting shoes for $650 a pair. Yes, he is. I get them too. I just don't get them first.
Dude,
I have to
ours
wait for him to look at them.
ours is $4.99 a pair. At our
See that,
Goodwill.
and that's even better. And everybody comments that we're lucky here in South Carolina, but it sounds like you guys may even be doing better than us as far as Goodwill's concerned, anyways.
No,
Vintage
I went
T-shirts
the
and all
ones
that,
here-
$1.99 all day.
they're pretty savvy here in Vegas. I mean, the ones here. As a matter of fact, I just went today with I'm going to give her a shout out. A good friend of mine, great, fabulous, Desiree. But we went to the Goodwill actually on the strip, and it was some of the prices were just outrageous. I mean,
Archie getting his
we're looking them up.
With
We're looking them up,
Desiree.
and they're exactly the same prices as eBay minus shipping.
That's wild. That's like some of the Florida Goodwills. When I go visit my folks, I feel like it's really high. We only have one thrift store here. It's a mom and pop, like it's a community thrift store, and it's pretty dirt cheap on a lot of the pricing.
Yeah,
Most
That's why-
at least down here, most of the mom and pops are the cheaper ones to go to for sure. And
See, that's why I love this.
anything run by a church seems to be
Yep.
a lot cheaper.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Archie
we have Savers here, so our Savers here, I love going there. That's where I found some incredible return on investments there. I mean, I love it,
Archie.
but I couldn't talk her into going there.
Did you get Archie?
So, all right.
Archie.
So the next segment. Stop.
Listen,
Stop.
listen,
Stop. Stop.
listen. Listen,
Stop.
Linda. Listen, Linda.
No, stop.
Listen, I gotta say this.
All right. So Rachel, we're gonna do the the find of the week.
Let's see here. There, I just muted him. Did you get honey on your biscuit today there, Arch? Just curious. Bless it. Yes. Now you can answer.
Archie's got some editing to do.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Yeah. All right, brother. Sorry, I had to run you through that meal. But anyway, I do want to say this real quick. We're going to wrap things up here. Number one, I want to certainly thank you, Rachel, for taking the time to join us here in the locker room. We appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Thanks
We
for
appreciate-
inviting me not once but twice.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your commitment to the business, your drive, your running after your goals in life. And if we all did that, life could be a lot better for ourselves. If everybody could be the same way. And we do want to encourage you, if you're watching this podcast and you've never hit that sub button up here, please do so. We kind of got a little goal going on, and we're about to crest 400 subs on this channel. We would certainly appreciate all of you hitting that sub button. Treat this channel like a buffet. Take what you like, leave the rest. If you don't learn anything, if we can entertain you, then you're getting something for your time. And we do have a subscriber contest going on. For every 100 new subscribers, we do have a giveaway. You get a $25 eBay gift card, as well as some gift packs of different things, which we will make up as we go because we fly by the seat of our pants here in the locker room. But anyway, it'll be worth you hitting the sub button for. And make sure you check out Rachel on her YouTube channel, plainly, Rachel Strickland, and also Instagram, Facebook, all the social media outlets. Alex, the same way, Facebook, Instagram, his picker channel, Beard King Picker. Archie, who finally put out a new video. Don't expect a ton in a row, but he got one on there today. And you go, bro. I'm proud of you. Biscuit Butt down below. And then Shane, listen, he's going to offend you at some time or another, but go check him out on YouTube and social media outlets, Facebook and Instagram. And Rachel, do you have any parting words for us?
I just really appreciate you guys opening up the locker room to me, and it was a great chat. I learned things. Hopefully everyone had a good time, and just thanks a lot for having me here.
Thank you.
We had a blast. Thank you for coming.
Well, I hope you come back and see us. You're certainly welcome back here to the locker room anytime. And for all my co-hosts and Rachel right beside of me, thank you for watching. We're going to see you right back here in the locker room every Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you then.